Hello. What?
He's singing the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, we're live, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Happy Wednesday night. I am really exhausted today, but I have a lot to get done on this stream tonight, especially like video related stuff. I've got to finish film. I've got to write some things for the video that I'm going to film on Friday, and I've got to like video myself writing. It's going to be really fun, but there's a lot that's going to be happening. But before we get into sprints and doing our work and all that good stuff, I'm going to make a couple of announcements and all of that. First of all, guys, check this out. My second channel, which RK is here with me right now, our second channel is at 996. We are at almost 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to link it in the description below. I am really excited for this channel to get monetized. So if you do not follow, just to be clear, you shouldn't subscribe if you're not actually planning to watch things there, because we do like that the second channel is like a place where we're not always like just subscribe so we can get the numbers. We want it to be a place where people are actually interested. But if you are interested in the content on the second channel, please consider subscribing, because we are going to every morning at 8 a.m. Central, including tomorrow morning, we will be 1,000. We hit 1,000? Wait. Right, Mama was the 1,000th subscriber?
Yeah, I was $9.99.
Oh. What? Whoa! You guys are whoa, that was so quick. 1,000. All right, I'm going to submit this channel for monetization on the first.
Quick, everyone, unsubscribe real quick.
No, don't do that to me. Don't do it to me. I'm going to submit it for monetization on the first sprint.
I'm about to unsubscribe.
Do not unsubscribe.
I'm not even subscribed from my channel.
Subscribe on my channel.
No, because I don't watch it from my channel. I'm on the stream, so it would hurt our numbers.
And that's fair. That's a good point.
Yes, fuck it.
And then I had one other announcement I wanted to make, which is I have now announced this on Reddit and on Patreon, and I haven't like officially announced this on YouTube yet. However, I've had a lot of people in the chat, in video comments, just in general, ask Savvy, when is the Forever Home Friends going to release a cat character? You've got all these dogs. When are you releasing a cat? The answer is our next character is going to be a cat. Then I have people all the time who are like, hey, Savvy, will it be my cat? Can you make it about my cat? And the answer is maybe. So this is what I'm doing. I am going to be running this contest to find the next character. It is called the Cat Contest. We are running a Google. You fill out the Google form. I just pasted the link to it in the chat. It's right there. So if you have a cat that you want to enter in the contest to be considered for our next character, the prize is that you will have a book and plushie made of your character that we will sell with our company. Yes. Oh my God. I love this. Savvy's next top Meowdle. That is exactly what we're doing right here. So you can enter the contest. Deadline to enter is July 31st. And then this fall, I will be picking the winner of that contest. The way to enter is, guys, see this link right here that I pasted in the chat. Enter here, enter your cat here, and then I will see the responses, and then in the fall I will be picking the winner. So just go to that form and answer the questions on it and put a link in. There's a place to link to either like a Google Drive folder or a Dropbox or whatever to send pictures as well, because we want to make sure we have a diverse range of stuffed animals that have like different colors and different styles and things like that. So go ahead and submit that. Lauren wants me to do a teacup pig. That's a great idea.
Great name. Laurens are awesome.
Laurens are awesome. Absolutely. So that is my other announcement for tonight. Other than that, hello to RK. Hello to Lauren. What are you guys working on tonight?
So, I fast drafted book 2 in my Guns and Smoke series. In 26 days, we wrote over 160K. So that was insane. And then we realized, because we were going to like step away from it, healthy distance, all of that. But there's like no time gap in between books 2 and 3. It picks up immediately after the end of book 2. And so I was like, we need to keep going, because otherwise like we'll lose the motivations and the stakes and like where the characters are if we like put it down for 6 months and then edit it for a year and all that. So now we're on to book 3.
That's so exciting, dude.
I'm fried.
Yeah, did you
RK, was your face frozen, or were you really surprised about something?
I don't know. Did you say 160,000 words?
Yeah.
In 26 days?
In 26 days.
That's impressive.
Thank you. And if I do say so myself, it's actually a pretty good draft. Like for a 0 draft, I thought it was going to be a lot rougher, like insert fight scene here and like move on. It's actually really, it's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. It still needs work, but it's cleaner than I thought it would be for being drafted that quickly.
Well, you're just a badass, and I guess I'm just always surprised.
Yeah, I don't know if you froze, but your face was like, you were like, I didn't know if you were just like holding a surprise face or what.
Good.
I just didn't sleep for a month, and you know, will probably die when I finally do sleep again, but it's all good.
Yes.
At least you finished that 0 draft.
So just to answer this question from Lex, who says, are we all writing novels too? How long does the stream go on for? So the stream's
So we
usually...
all write a novel.
Yeah, write an entire novel. You can do whatever you want on this stream. In a minute, we're going to go into our first sprint. The stream goes for usually 2 hours, sometimes a little longer, depending how long everyone has energy for. Maybe I'll keep it going longer tonight because I have a lot to get done. But basically, we talk and hang out, and then every little while I say, okay, we're going to do a 20-minute sprint. I put up a timer on the screen, and for those 20 minutes, you work on whatever you want to work on. You can write a novel, you can do a piece of art, you can work on your homework, you can work on stuff for your job, you can do whatever you want, but be productive for those 20 minutes. Or you don't have to be productive. You could read a book.
Or they could be like self-care.
Yeah.
Sprints, where you like do something that you like you just sit down and like draw pictures or something for fun, or you color something in, or you watch 20 minutes of an anime episode, whatever.
And then we come back together after the 20 minutes are up, and we all talk about what we did during those 20 minutes, and we all cheer each other on for our progress. Mm-hmm. And that way we all learn about each other's projects and feel not so alone in this world as writers and creative people.
Yep.
RK, what are you working on tonight?
I don't know. I'm either going to write a short story for this fantasy news thing that I told you AG and I are working on, or I'm going to study.
Cool. Both good things.
I'm also just going to boil water the whole time, so I'm not being rude when I get up and walk away. We got hit with 2 tornadoes last night, so we have a boil water.
I'm so sorry.
My AC went out on Monday, so we just had to drop $20K, and they came and replaced it today when I was at work.
Oh, people ask me this sometime. Which MLM do I hate the least? Tupperware.
That was just like, Tupperware.
Yeah, I mean, because their product's halfway decent, and most of the people I know who've done Tupperware didn't lose too much in it. I still don't support the structure, but like it seems like it's the least evil of them, at least. It seems like it at least started with good intentions. I don't know.
When's the last time you heard of like a Tupperware in Vegas party event?
I don't know, man.
Death party, does that count? They sell Tupperware.
No, I meant not like a Tupperware party. I meant like Tupperware sending all of their sales reps to Vegas, like Monet just did.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Tupperware does that, at least. Yeah, they usually just stick to the storage container, so that's good.
Like, hey, stripper, I know what you can put your singles in. This
like that.
That upsell, yo.
Tegan Talks says I'm doing edits on my CanCon video and writing 3 follow-up videos on Canadian bands that people outside of Canada might not have heard of. I am excited about that.
RK is most excited for
RK is excited to be rude to Canada. Oh, tomorrow morning on the stream, we should be rude to Quebec because I have learned that Quebec is even worse than we thought. They're like the worst place.
I know, dude. Imagine being the worst place in the worst country.
So Quebec, like, they don't allow pit bulls, and they'll just like, if they see your pit bull, they'll just like take them from you. This is what some people were telling me when I premiered my video about the Filippi family, who are the worst people ever. But people were like, yeah, in Quebec, because I was talking in the video, I was like, I'm a pit bull mom. Sometimes, pit bulls get a bad reputation that they don't deserve. And then people were like, oh, in Quebec, actually, they're not allowed. Like, they're against the law to have pit bulls. And if you have one, like, I've seen people get their pet confiscated. I'm like, oh my God. That is the most upsetting thing. Quebec also has the language police. If you're from Quebec, we're sorry. Keelan, if you're here, we love you. We don't love Quebec.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Quebec. I'm pretty neutral.
I mean, I've never been there. I'm sure other than those two things, it's probably a great place to live. I've heard good things other than those things, so yeah. And Morgan's going to work on book 2 of a fantasy trilogy. That is awesome.
Dude, Morgan puts up words.
Dude, Morgan, I'm excited to see how many words you get during this, because every time we come back together, Morgan's always like, I got like a few thousand words. That's it.
Yeah.
Morgan's like amazing.
We want to talk about like writing phenoms. Like Morgan puts up word count. Did we lose Savvy?
Okay, well, am I here? You guys hear me?
So no. You're frozen and you're kind of robot-y.
That's weird. Okay. Should we go into a sprint? Will that help?
Oh, wait. Is something happening?
Can you maybe hear me? Am I here?
No, can't hear you. Okay, guys, it's our stream now.
What about this?
RK has taken over.
Let's talk about life, shall we?
Oh, God.
Let's talk about this existence that we live in.
Let's not.
Let's do this.
Ignorance is bliss.
Let's talk about how long you can hold a plank for.
Oh, me?
Just
about half a second.
General use. I speak in general use and royal we's.
Somebody asked me at work today, and it's a question I get a lot because people in the South are super nice. They come into clinic and they're like, "Hi, good morning. How are you today?" Right? And you get it from every single person that you meet. And so all of my patients, they would say, "Hi, good morning, good afternoon. How are you doing today?" And so finally, I just started answering with "Fat and sassy. How are you?"
Ooh.
And they loved it. They loved it. They would crack up. It was so fun. It was the funnest answer. So,
dude, someone who's overweight and then calls himself fat in conversation always just do such a great job of making everyone laugh and break the ice. Like a Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the first person.
To be fair, y'all, I'm not fat. I'm curvy. I'm a curvy girl.
You're ruining the magic of calling yourself fat. You can't be I'm fat,
no.
but I'm not really fat.
Well, okay, because I don't like the word fat, but I'm a bigger girl.
Well, I mean, I don't care. I don't think you're that. I'm just thinking I think self-deprecation.
Because I think some people could probably be very uncomfortable if I said that, But I guess because I'm saying it about myself, they loved it. They all cracked up. I mean, even this one lady, she came in kind of upset, and she was like, "How are you doing today?" I said, "I'm fat and sassy. How are you doing, honey?" And she was just she just cracked up, and she looked kind of upset when she came in, but when she left, she was great.
No, you're not back, Savvy.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Baby, come back.
Can we talk about how Maeve's nanny is a separatist and how our stream is talking about starting the Americans for a free and separate Quebec party?
Oh.
Whoa. I don't even know about all the politics of Quebec. I've just heard that. I just know that they don't like pit bulls and that they have a language police. That's the only things I do. There's all this shit going on in Quebec.
I just know they don't want to
have a typical American education, which is nothing. No, nothing. We have somebody in the chat though who's asking some really hard-hitting questions.
I know, and I want to answer them, but I also
Yeah.
know we need to go into a sprint. And I just want to shout out Morgan for saying that she sold 5 books from my comment section on the Gabby Hanna and Rachel Oates video, and a lovely person named Sarah left a review. Yeah, okay, so I put up this video, right, about Gabby Hanna and Rachel Oates because, right, the YouTuber Rachel Oates made a poetry book review for the Gabby Hanna, the big YouTuber, right? Mm-hmm. And Gabby Hanna was a perfect example of how not to respond to book reviews when she went on her Instagram story and started yelling up, calling the reviewer a narcissistic bitch and talking about how her review doesn't matter because she is not good at anything. It was so mean. So I made a video about it, and the video I made got a lot of views. And then Morgan was a commenter on it that was like, I'm just glad that my book gets any reviews at all. And then the people in the comments were like, oh, what's your book? We'll check it out. And now Morgan's selling books. See, guys, there's some good coming out of this. I love it. Congratulations, Morgan. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that worked out for you.
I don't know how many times it has to be said to authors before they understand, like, don't do it.
If you can't read negative reviews without getting angry, don't read your reviews at all, because negative reviews are going to exist. If you read negative reviews and you want to say like, thank you for leaving me a review, that's fine. If you read a negative review and you want to be like, wow, well, you are just an awful person, and no. Reviews are for the readers and the customers.
That's not true.
Stop.
It is totally appropriate to call a negative reviewer narcissistic bitch on repeat on your Instagram story. As long as you tag them and send your fans after them.
Oh totally my god.
RK is chaotic.
RK is chaotic evil on the writer chart right now.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say in life, he's chaotic neutral, which is kind of terrifying because he could go either way at any moment.
Also, yeah, Morgan, if you want to leave the name of your book in the chat, people can check it out. And as Lauren mentioned, we have someone, I'm not sure how to pronounce this person's name, Skaris Devatos. I'm not sure how to say it. Please let me know how to pronounce your name, but you're asking a lot of really interesting questions. So while we go into our first sprint, I'm going to pull up one of your questions, and everyone during the sprint can think about their answer to it, and then we can have a discussion when we come back.
I like that.
And so this question I found interesting. How do you end up finishing your story, or at least write frequently? How do you find the time to write? So I guess, your process for finding the time to write, how you finish stories, how you plan to get your work done. Everyone think about what your process is, and we can talk about that when we come back. Everyone get ready, and 20 minutes on the clock. Sprint. Hello, everybody. We are back from sprint number 1. How did everyone do? First of all, Sage has arrived, so I would like to welcome Sage. Sage has not been here in a couple of weeks, so I'm very happy you were able to make it tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks, Savvy. I'm really glad that I made it this time. I tried last week, but woke up with a migraine, so...
Understandable. I have no idea what's been going on today. I've taken 2 naps. During both naps, I slept like hard, and I am still exhausted, and my head feels really heavy. And like, I think I've just had so much work to do lately that I'm starting to feel like, but I have so many deadlines, so it's not like I can just stop.
Yeah. Look, I mean, that's you, Savvy. You are all go all the time, so like
That's me, yeah.
It's kind of not surprising.
Yeah. Just the past couple days I've especially felt like I have like weights attached to my body. Like that's how I feel walking through this world.
Yeah.
So
you just need a little downtime.
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to I'll try to get more rest when I can. We'll see. I'll try my best. So how did you guys do on the last sprint?
How did you do on the last sprint?
Well, I submitted our channel for monetization. That's what I did on the last sprint. So guys, if you weren't here at the beginning, the Your Morning Guru channel that RK and I run just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is so exciting, and just became eligible for monetization. So I just submitted the channel.
Sage!
Lauren is here with a crowd. I love it.
Emperor Sage is here! I have missed you! My darling! My sweetheart!
Oh my goodness. Lauren, I love the crown too.
I had to put it on just because Sage is here.
So we submitted the channel for monetization, and then I set up the thumbnail and the stream for tomorrow, which is, guys, tomorrow morning, join us on at 8 a.m. Central on the Your Morning Guru channel, because we just hit 1,000 subscribers today. To celebrate, we are going to be doing a celebration and giveaway tomorrow morning. I mentioned in the past when we were doing Marie Kondo week and I was getting rid of stuff from my house, and I found some stuff that, like some books and some merch items and stuff here that I thought you guys might like. I was like, I'll do a giveaway of these items that I'm getting rid of once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So tomorrow we'll run a contest and we'll do some giveaways. It'll be really fun. Yeah.
Yay.
Great. Well, Lauren, you came back with a crown. So how was your sprint?
It was pretty good. I had to like reread some of the last chapter before I could start writing, because I needed to like remember for continuity purposes some of the action for like the next character's perspective and stuff. So I didn't like write as much as I wanted to, but now I feel like I'm in a pretty good groove. And I did start writing the next chapter, which is good. So I feel like I was still pretty productive. I got wine.
You got wine. I'll start drinking once I've gotten enough done that'll be acceptable, especially because of how exhausted I've been feeling. So.
Not my rainbow shrimp wine glass.
It's a very nice wine glass still, though. Yeah.
It's the Mr. Crab from the Krabby Patty wine glass.
I love it. I'm drinking coffee out of the NaNoWriMo mug right now.
I have no idea where my rainbow shrimp wine glass is. Like, it's still in a box somewhere, and we've been in this house almost a year. So there's that.
Yeah. I know the next sprint, what I'm going to devote that to is, so you guys know this Friday I have a video coming out where Chewy and I are writing a self-help book to parody Dave Hollis's shitty self-help book. Chewy's book is called Bro, Stop Licking Your Balls, and it's a dog's guide to self-help. So I think what I'm going to do, because I was like, I really don't feel like trying to go through the whole process of formatting this cover and like getting Amazon to approve it. So I think I'm going to make the book a Patreon reward. And I'm just going to upload the PDF to Patreon. So if you're on my Patreon, I'll give you the book as a reward, but I'm also making it for this video for Friday. I made the cover, and then I need to, like, Chewy and I filmed last week us doing the game where I put treats on the cards and he chose what's going in the book, but I have to type out the actual words for it. he wanted to type them, but he has paws and not fingers, so I have to type them for him.
Mhm.
But it's also going to be a fun little writing challenge for me, because what I did was like I gave him like, I had orange cards that had like in Dave's book, it's like the lie you used to believe, and then I made a bunch of these white cards that were like a thing Chewie has done. So then he would choose which lies that he used to believe were going to go in the book, and then he'd choose which thing he had done that's going to be the story of how he overcame that lie. And so some of the things he chose to match up don't actually fit together, so it's also going to be a little writing challenge for me to figure out how to make them fit together. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Chewie's a talented little pup. He'll figure it out. So I'm going to film me doing that on the next sprint. That's what I'm going to work on for that. Sage, I know you arrived during the last sprint. I'm not sure if you got anything done or if you just arrived. But either way, I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. And I did actually get some stuff done during the sprint. I'm busy with editing for a client's blog post that is supposed to go up today. So whoopsie doodle. And then I'm gonna probably work on fan fiction, because the final chapter of Speak Softly Love is supposed to go up tomorrow.
Ooh, very exciting.
Yes. And it hasn't been baited yet because I haven't finished writing it, so I should do that.
RK, did I already ask you what you did? My brain's dead.
I mean, you did, but I deflected. I did 827 words because I decided to write instead of study. So I hope that doesn't come back and bite me.
Dude, that's a lot of words. Good work. Is it for the thing you and AG are working on?
Yeah. Basic premise of the short story is the dean, who's a Yeti, cut varsity sports funding for ghosts because no one goes to their games because they're fucking ghosts, so no one can see them.
So
and students
guys,
are protesting because they think that ghosts need to be represented, even though the dean is going to use that money to pay for scholarships for underrepresented orcs.
So RK and AG McDonald are writing a story of a college newspaper set in a fantasy universe, and it's like you guys have like little web comic stuff. It's really funny.
It's three things. We're doing short stories, fake news articles, and web comics, because AG has this brilliant. First off, AG is just a creative genius.
He is. I love him.
Because he's just so creative. He's also Australian, which is like the opposite of Canada. And in every way, all good. Except for the animals. I love Canadian animals. Anyway, back to the important things. So he's doing all this incredible work. He made this cast. His artistic style is sort of like Adventure Time Futurama. And it's just really easy to be inspired working with him. So we're having a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
That's fun. I have a quick story time.
Sure.
So when I was getting my wine and stuff, I noticed there was a package at my door.
Yeah.
And I told you last week about how I won that auction on eBay, a signed copy of one of my dad's favorite books from an author who passed away in 2008. So I had to buy it off eBay or whatever, the signed copy, because he's not alive to sign copies anymore, for his birthday. So I thought, yay, his book came in, right? Because it's not Prime shipping, so it's taking forever to get to my house.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not what it was. My husband spent $235 that I didn't know about on models.
Oh, your husband and Tyler can hang out.
Yeah, dude, Tyler does that all the time.
And more models.
To be fair though, I spend more
models.
Tyler and I both spend that amount of money on toy stuff regularly.
I'm not mad about it, but I'm just I was just dang, man, this is some of John's model stuff, right? It's not the book I wanted. And then I saw that he spent $235 on it, and I was like, I would never just spend $235 and just not tell him about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tyler, that's weird to me. I'll come downstairs drunk and be like, Tyler, I just spent $150 buying an American Girl-sized Pac-Man machine, and he's like, oh my god, that's awesome. And then we'll be.
Wait, you got a Pac-Man machine?
I told you about it. I
Yeah.
unboxed it on this channel. I'll show you right now.
An American Girl. I thought you had like an RC.
the pinball machine for the doll.
Yeah, it's an American Girl doll size one. It works. You can play real Pac-Man on it. But no, I'm just saying, like, that's one thing that when we got married, we were like, I want our marriage to be something where we never had, like, we can just spend money as much as we want without ever talking about it.
Again, like, I'm not mad about it. Like, if
Yeah.
you said, like, hey, I'm spending $235 on models, I would have been like, cool, that sounds great for you. But, like, we normally talk to each other, like, about it first if it's, like, over a certain amount of money.
Oh,
because
fair.
money can be very tight for us, especially because, like, with
Well, you guys have a kid, so it's, yeah. Yeah.
all that, and like, we literally just dropped 20 grand yesterday
Oh,
on
wow.
an entire, like, because we had to redo all the duct work and get like a whole new AC unit and like all this stuff. So it's like, you know, money's a little tight right now. So like, so I was like, he just okay.
Let me just get my notebook. How does that make you feel?
No, I mean, it's fine. I just was like, wow, okay, I'm about to go and spend $230 worth of books is what I'm about to do. Shit.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, go spend $230 on books. Do it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not
Go on
mad
a
about
drunk
it. I'm
shopping
just like,
spree.
oh, we're
Have
doing
fun.
that now? Okay, my turn. I'm about to buy me a new crown, bitches.
I gotta do less drunk shopping sprees, though, now that I have taken Marie Kondo's principles to heart.
Did we answer the question from earlier?
No, we didn't. So we had a question in the chat that was about how we, and everyone here, I also want to address the chat in just a second because there's a bunch of great comments. And someone had asked about how we all do manage time when writing, set goals to finish stories, things like that. I know I follow Grant Cardone's 10x rule, which I say half ironically because you guys know I hate Grant Cardone. I think he's a scam artist. But I also do follow his basic principle, which is that I take what I actually want to get done, set a goal way, way, way higher than that, reach for the way higher goal, and then always fall short of the way higher goal. But it's okay because I accomplish a lot more than I would have if I was reaching for the less ambitious goal and accomplishing it. So, like, I entered 2021 going, I'm going to publish 6 books this year. Am I going to publish 6 books this year? Probably not.
Yes.
But maybe. I'm working, but right now I have a book coming out in less than a month. RK and I have our book, Cancel Sean Boston, coming out in August. That's 2 right there. 2, I guess, to an extent, 2 books I am putting on Patreon. So they're not like 6 books that I'm publishing for wide release, but I put the Savvy Business Owner workbook on Patreon. And now I'm working on the parody self-help book Chewy's writing, and that's going to be on Patreon. So maybe I'll count the 2 on Patreon as like half a book because I'm not like, I didn't like release them for sale. But
I'd say they still count.
yeah.
You're
So
still
I'm putting-
work to make the book,
writing.
and you're
yeah, I
putting
guess
it
I'm
in the
still
world.
creating them. Yeah.
You're still
So I-
creating them and getting money.
Yeah.
So what works for me is I like to work on things with other people. So I set goals and I publicly talk about them, and I work on writing with RK on live streams, and that's how I stick to deadlines and things like that. How about you guys? What are your thoughts?
I actually thought a lot about this question.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like it was 2 questions. One was, how do you find time to write? And the other one was, how do you finish projects or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they can be related, but they're 2 different questions. And for me, first of all, I actually wrote a blog post about this on my blog on my website, www.laurensevere.com. Where is it? Plug there.
Everyone visit Lauren's website.
About like what a typical day for me looks like, because I work full-time in cardiology. I travel for work. My husband's a first responder. So he works shift work. I have a toddler, and I'm publishing my 2nd novel in July.
Dude,
and
Lauren's like actually killing it. Like,
and herself.
Lauren just spent a year working in healthcare in the pandemic while raising a child and releasing her first 2 books.
Yeah.
Like, Lauren is a real boss babe, guys.
Getting there, working towards it.
And blew up on
So
TikTok.
for me, time management is all about like prioritizing and multitasking. And I say that at work, but I also, it's true, but I also use that like in my daily life too. So like making small changes for me helps me carve out time to write. So like I know when my son goes to bed, I know how much time I'm going to have before I need to get in bed because I know what office I'm at the next day and travel times and stuff like that. So I know I have like a little bit of time like in the evenings when my husband's not home and he's on shift, because otherwise I want to spend that time with him and with our family, you know, because I don't get a lot of time with him. But also there's like lunch breaks at work, and I have this really cool, I don't have it with me, I don't know why I was looking down. It's this like wireless portable Bluetooth keyboard, and I can use it on my phone, which has like Google Docs on it. Or I could like bring a tablet to work, and I literally can just sit there and type while I'm eating lunch and stuff. And so I get a good 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how crazy clinic is, of writing time in between. Then like for reading, I do like audiobooks in the car because I travel for work. So I spend a lot of time in the car. So like that's time I can be using, not just driving somewhere, but also doing something productive. I listen to craft books. I listen to books that are in my genre. So I'm like still getting like research on like publishing trends and like what's hot right now and stuff like that. So it's all about like prioritizing and multitasking. Any little tiny lifestyle changes you can make to carve out time for your writing and for your creativity, I think is important when it comes
I think
to
that's
time.
fantastic advice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I really hope Maeve isn't a typo. In the
What?
comment. Maeve left a comment that I really hope is not a typo.
Oh, I got behind on the comments, so let me see where. Let me. What time was it?
9:56. I was intrigued by living in Newfoundland in the early 1900s. I would go to our old tiny house in rural communities and hear stories from my uncle back in the day. I'm thinking to myself, like, I assume she means the 1990s, but I really hope she doesn't.
Oh, or maybe she means that her uncle lived in Newfoundland in the 1900s.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I still like my way of reading it.
I think maybe she's intrigued by living there in that time, but did not personally live there in that time, but is intrigued by the stories that her uncle is telling her.
Oh, that sucks. I was hoping that we had like someone who was 121 years old in this chat.
That would be so amazing.
That would be really cool. Anyone in this chat, if you are in the over 90 demographic,
tell us your ways.
Please let us know. Yeah, we want to know how to live as long as you.
Savvy and I are getting matching 156 tattoos because
that's how long we're gonna live.
That's how long we're gonna live. That's how long.
I hope I do not live that long.
Yeah, we're both gonna live to 156.
I treat the elderly, and there is a point in my life where I'm just gonna look at my family and I'm gonna say, I don't want to go to doctors anymore. Let me go meet Jesus. Thank you. Bye bye.
Well, I'm assuming when we're talking about this that we're at a point where genetic editing has gotten to a point where like 120 is the new 70. Like you're not just.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like we're going to be
when you're hitting that like 100 mark, your quality of life is not great.
Yeah, I still want to be lifting weights.
Most of the time. I have met some 98-year-old women who, let me tell you, I'm like, I hope I'm like you. I hope I'm like you. Dang, woman, got it going on.
You will be. You'll still be writing books in your 90s.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
So I'm gonna take a look at some of these comments here.
You'll be too much of a workaholic to die. You'll just be like, I can't die. I have to finish this book.
That's kind of how I am. Yeah, I'll be like, guys, I can't die yet. Hold on. I'll die like tomorrow. Let me get this stuff done real quick.
And then you just see. I really like. You'll procrastinate your death. I just sort of hope I'm too stoned to die. I'll follow you in a couple hours. Just let me enjoy this high a little longer.
What was it? There was some Facebook thing somebody posted on Facebook. It was like this thing, and it was like, if you woke up tomorrow and the year was 1972, what's the first thing you would do? And everybody like had these really tasteful answers, and I said LSD, and everyone got really concerned.
I mean,
but I was like, it's the 70s. How is the answer not LSD? And then I asked my husband the question when I got home because I got so much shit for it online. And he was like, I don't know, maybe I would buy stock. And I was like, not LSD? not It's the 70s. Like, come on.
I think that's totally fair.
How is that not your first thing that you think of? Like, you wake up and you're in the 70s. Drugs.
I don't know. I think I'd probably start investing in the market. I think did Apple went public in the late 70s or the early 80s? I'd probably just like invest in Apple.
That's literally what he was saying. He was like, so like the late 70s, because I would definitely like buy stock in Apple. And I was
I
like,
mean, that's not a bad
I mean,
choice.
it was such a responsible answer from my very irresponsible husband that I was just like, who are you? I'm the responsible one in the relationship and I'm saying LSD, and you're the irresponsible one in the relationship and you're saying I would buy stock options to make us rich. Like, what?
There's no reason you can't do both.
Still.
Steve Jobs did LSD. You could do LSD and buy his stock.
Really? I didn't know that.
All right, y'all. I am going to take a look at the chat. And then after the chat, we are going to go into our next sprint. QWERTY spent a ridiculous amount of money on stationery supplies. Love it. Good for you, dude. Mint Ghost got 689 words. Good work. Mark says, I wrote about what I'm grateful for, a suggestion given by a fellow lady author in the chat. Excellent. That sounds like a wonderful story. MM Ward says, I got the second jab and I slept for 20 hours. Oh, dude, I got the second vaccine 2 weeks ago. I'm wondering, will you feel like another wave of effects from it 2 weeks later? Does that happen? Because I'm feeling like the vaccine effects again all of a sudden. But I slept for 2 days after the vaccine, and I felt way better that. Or also got 321 words. Very nice. Kat Benson got through reading almost 6 pages of a textbook and studying. Great work. Hello, Audra.
Hi, Audra.
Hello, Precious.
Hi, Precious.
Rivy is excited. Like, oh, fuck yeah, you are. I don't know about what because I got very behind on the chat.
So we love it.
That was about bro, stop licking your balls.
Oh, I'm gonna write that
About
in just
putting
a
it up
second.
on Patreon.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up on Patreon, guys.
I respect Kitty just being open about joining a cult in the 70s.
Yeah. RK keeps reading chat comments that I can't see because I'm going back to read the chat and then RK will be like, here's a chat comment that we should address that Savvy can't see. Well, I mean, the ones you read are always very interesting, so I can't fault you.
You're welcome.
Of course. Rivy said, okay, so guys, Rivy is so cute. Rivy's a preschool teacher and she has been getting the Forever Home Friends collections for her classroom and then sending me pictures of how the kids are having so much fun with them. So Chewy the plushie has been getting a lot of love in the classroom and she's been talking to me about how the kids love to play with him. And so she just ordered the Allie and Wrigley plushie in books this week. I remember I mailed them out to you the other day. I hope the kids enjoy them as well.
My son has slept with the Kringle plushie the last 3 nights in a row.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
No AC, but he wants Kringle in the bed with him.
That's adorable, and I love it. Precious is so cute. The dog picked the book details. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. He was very confused about what he was doing, but I think he enjoyed getting to eat the snacks. This will be a good topic for after our next sprint to discuss that Mark brought up. What do you do about writing blocks and staying motivated, losing the creative urge? Because that's something we all go through. So I think that's a good thing we can talk about after this. Let's see. Awesome. I will try to stay on the chat better next time. I apologize for getting behind, but I think we have some really good discussions. Let's go into another sprint so that we can get some more good stuff done. So 20 minutes on the clock, everybody. Get ready to go and write. And we're back. That was our second sprint of the night, and we will most definitely be doing a third one because, wow, was I productive. I got 518 words of Chewy's doggy book written. And I filmed a video segment of me talking about the cover design. And I'm feeling like I'm really getting into Chewy's writing style. Like, I'm really getting into his voice for this.
I feel it too.
Excellent.
Which, to be fair, this is not the first book I've written from Chewy's perspective, but it's the first book for adults that I've written from Chewy's perspective, so still a little different. How about, and then we've also got some really interesting discussions about writing in the chat that I'm really excited for us to all talk about.
I feel like this should be a Q&A before the next sprint.
Yeah, I think before the next sprint. So what we can do is we can go through, we can all talk about what we accomplished during that sprint, and then we can go through, I remember we all had a question we were thinking about during this one, and then we can go through and talk about these new questions that are in the chat. Thank you so much to everyone who is asking questions and talking about writing. You guys are sparking some really interesting discussions, and I'm glad we can have these. Mark asks how long the stream usually goes for. At least 2 hours. We'll probably go a little longer tonight because I'm feeling productive now. Oh, wait, Sako's here. Hey, Sako!
Hey!
Sako! What's up? What's up?
I get to see all my friends.
Yay!
I'm so excited. I get so excited with you guys.
Oh my
I'm so
god.
glad that everyone is here. I honestly am feeling a little more awake now. I think I needed my third cup of coffee, my second nap, and to write with my friends. Yeah, I'll probably have a beer while I work on the next part then after this.
Katie's in the chat.
Yeah, you gotta drink more so you can go to sleep.
Who is?
Katie.
Oh, Katie is Katie, who is always super positive. Katie is like
That
the force of positivity in our life, saying, "Hi, how are you, gods and goddesses, doing? I'm writing comments I wanted to share because it made me proud. I wrote a 10,000. You wrote a 10,000 character comment. Also, yeah, Katie leaves really long and supportive comments on people's videos, and it's just really nice. So,
I love that.
real quick, let's talk about how people did on the last sprint. Ward got 451, which is awesome. Grace got 701. Amazing.
Yeah.
Zara James is here. Hello. Kitty's almost done reading a book. Mint Ghost got 650. Oh, man, you guys are doing great.
Playing it.
Amazing.
Morgan got 525. Excellent. And we
Morgan.
also have some really good discussions about writing going on in the chat here as well. Oh, Pink as a Fling Mango's here. I apologize. I didn't see you earlier. Some people I probably don't see in the chat because we keep having long discussions and then I keep not seeing the chat right away. So my major apologies for that. Amanda is here saying I'm popping into lurk and chat. I accidentally took a 4-hour nap. Relatable. I've been napping. I've been doing work and then accidentally falling asleep and then doing work and then falling asleep. And like, that's been my whole day. I get it. Sorry, everyone who's here. RK, Lauren, Sage, Sako, what did you guys do during the last 20 minutes?
Oh. I was on Laura Nettles' stream.
Oh, awesome.
And we're doing this promptathon thingy that Sam Wicker put together.
I saw stuff about that. You want to talk a little bit about promptathon? Because I don't know a ton about it, but I was hearing Doll talk about it and a few other people. So if you want to talk about what that is a little bit.
Absolutely. So 15 or 20 of us author tubers got together, and we are having a stream a day in the month of May, where a prompt is going to be on screen, and then you will have 20 to 40 minutes to accomplish a flash, involving the prompt. And the hosts and the co-hosts at the end will vote on who they will read everybody's stories and vote on whose is best. And whoever wins will have promotion for the month of June by all of these author tubers who are partaking in this thing. So,
that's so cool. Promotion like of their channel?
Of whatever they want.
Oh,
if they've got a
awesome.
book,
Cool.
if they've got a channel, if they've got whatever.
So is it a thing where like if someone's hosting a stream for it, I could just pop on the stream and write with your prompt and all that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That sounds really fun. Are
It
you
is super fun.
Are you hosting any upcoming?
I'm hosting on the 24th.
Awesome.
It will be at 8:30 at night. Eastern.
Eastern. Okay, great. Yeah. So guys,
what is that central? I can never remember.
8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central.
7:30 Central.
The 24th is what day of the week?
Monday.
Monday. Monday. Message me that because I might want to pop in for that one.
Cool.
And I will not remember because I'm drinking wine. So
that's okay. I'm drinking too. Yay!
I will start drinking on our next sprint now that I'm on a writing roll
to support you.
Great. How about everyone else? How was the sprint for you guys?
Mine was pretty good.
Yeah.
I wrote a little more. I don't know. So everybody has word counts, but like I've been skipping around. So it's like hard for me. Like I can't highlight and see how many words I'm writing in this chapter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I got that many words, but I'm writing a pretty intense scene and I had to like look up some facts about torture. So
yeah.
So like there was a break in between the writing, so I still felt very productive.
Yay.
You know, like I don't know how productive, but it was productive.
Great. Sage, how was the sprint for you?
I finished editing the article blog post thing that I was editing. I did the references and citations for another article, and spent way too long looking at notebooks on the typo website.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because they have a Gudetama notebook, and I really want it.
Oh.
And I'm trying to figure out how I can make that happen.
Do it.
I'll figure
How
it
much
out.
are they?
We figure it out.
I don't know.
Crowdsource
I have
it.
to look.
Let me know.
I
have $230 I can spend, so
I'm not letting you all buy me stuff.
But
I want to buy you. So every time we're on a stream, I'm like, "Let me buy you this." And you're like, no.
Every time we're on stream together, Lauren's like, "I'm going to buy you this. I'm going to buy you that," and I'm like,
"Yeah, do it." Friends buying each other stuff is one of the nicest things in this world.
Like, not happening.
You just gotta do it.
Just gotta do it.
I just want to love you from afar.
I love you, Lauren. Lauren, I love you. But the thing is, you got to remember, shipping stuff to South Africa is a pain in the ass.
Okay. One day it's going to happen. One day you're going to get a care package and you're going to be like, what is this?
Who is this from? I don't even.
Until she takes a huge ass crown out of the box. And then
I'm going to be like, okay.
Damn it.
That's Lauren.
It'll give it away immediately.
Indeed.
Emperor Crage.
Also tonight I put on my birthday nails.
Oh, those are beautiful, dude.
Ooh,
I love those.
Those are pretty.
And I'm doing like witchy dark moon stuff tonight.
Oh my god, I heard them click. Wait, put it near the mic. ASMR.
Oh.
Yeah, we want nail ASMR. Ooh, that sounds good. I love it. Awesome. So let's talk before we do another sprint. Let's talk a little bit about some of the questions from the chat. What was the one again that we were thinking about? I didn't think about it obviously because I don't even remember what it was.
Something about how to stay creative.
Oh, that's right. Combating when you writer's block and coming up with ideas and things like that. What do you guys do?
I randomize shit. I will find a generator that fulfills whatever need I have. Like usually I start with the character. So I got a random generator for vampires and created a character, and then I got a whole bunch of prompts that I will write flash fiction to, and those will be my Penny Dreadful.
I love it.
So I randomize stuff. I really do.
I like to just give myself too many projects, and that way I never run out of ideas because I always have like 12 projects I'm working on, and then if I run out
Amen
of
to that.
ideas on one of the projects,
Yeah, I
I
have,
work
like,
on a
20
different
on
one of the projects. And if I run
Amen
out of
to that.
ideas on all of them, I just go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I go back to work.
Mhm.
That's what I do. So that works too. I feel like I haven't run out of ideas in a long time at this point, just because I just do weird shit. I'm writing a parody book that my dog's writing right now. Why not? It's a fun little writing challenge.
It's a fun. It is. It is.
Yeah.
Super
I have a
fun.
really good answer to this question, but it's long.
Go.
Okay.
You want to? I'll go get a beer. Go ahead, Lauren.
Okay, so first things first, imposter syndrome is not real. Imposters do not get imposter syndrome. Second thing, because here's the thing. If you're an imposter, you don't care enough about the quality of the work, so you don't feel like an imposter. You're not comparing yourself to other writers. You're not thinking, is this unique enough? Is this, original enough? Is this going to sell? You don't care about that because you're an imposter. So imposters don't actually get imposter syndrome. Writer's block does not exist. Editing block exists. If you start editing while you write, you can really easily sink into that hole of this isn't good enough and I have to do it a million times over, and then you stall in your work. Drafting and editing are two different things. So if you're writing, you need to just write it through. If you aren't inspired to write a fight scene, write insert fight scene here and move on to get the draft out, then edit later. That is how you combat writer's block. Okay, but the number one thing that I can say about this, and I have said this in interviews, I have said it on blog tours, I have said it a million times, and I will say it a million times over. Take breaks. Okay, writing and creating is a creative exercise. You can't draw from a well that is empty. If you take breaks and you live your life and you go outside and you take a walk, or you spend time with family, or you spend time with friends, or you go and you do things, you're going to find that your creative well refills to where you have stuff to draw on whenever you're sitting down and you have something to say. You can't sit down at a blank page after doing nothing but worrying about writing all day and then expect that when your creative well is completely empty that you have something to say. So you have to live your life. You have to take breaks, and you have to take time for yourself, and you have to put that in your writing schedule so that you don't stall. That is a huge thing. People say write every day. I don't say that. I think that's the worst advice you can give somebody. I did a whole live stream on it. It's on my channel, on my YouTube channel, about bad writing advice that people promote all the time. I do not say write every day. I say work every day, because there's other things that you can do that's not writing, that's not creative. Sometimes the best thing you can do is take a step away from your book. Seriously. Sometimes it's the best thing you can do. Just take a step back. Go and do something else. Maybe you work on marketing for an hour that day, and then the rest of the day you're doing something else that you enjoy, that makes you feel fulfilled and makes you feel happy and makes you feel accomplished, or makes you just feel relaxed. And then the next time you sit down, you'll have something to say. Those are the best tips that I can give somebody who's saying, what do I do whenever my, I'm got writer's block, or how do I keep my creativity up? Sure, writing every day would be great, but not everybody can do that. Sometimes you have to take some time out to just sleep, or to just watch a TV show, or to just hang out with somebody you haven't seen in a while, or spend time with your family, because that's a big thing for me. Spending time with my son and my husband, that gives me so much creative energy, just spending time with them and laughing with them over stupid shit and stuff like that. And so take breaks. That's very important, not just for mental health, but for creativity in general.
For creativity in general.
Yep.
I don't believe in creativity block. because I am an artist and I have to draw every day. And like that, when it's your job, like you don't have a choice. You're drawing that thing, whether you feel like drawing or not. So it's just a matter of butt in chair and doing the things.
Yeah.
But taking a break is a good point.
Yeah. I mean, even if
For
it's
real.
30 minutes, even if it's an hour out of your day that you're just taking a break, you're not doing the thing.
And or
Read
vice versa.
center.
Or vice versa.
Exactly.
Write for 15 minutes.
Right.
Just
As
15
long
minutes.
as you're taking enough time to
Just
where
a
you can be a
check-in.
person. Yeah.
Just a little. Sometimes just a little check-in is all it takes.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is my advice. That's my advice. That I've answered this question so many times, and I'm like so passionate about it that I was like, oh, I'm excited about this question.
I love it.
That's the show. I'm done. I swear, I'm done.
Okay. I'm gonna get more cider.
Awesome.
Okay, I have something to say.
Please do. Go ahead.
Okay, so in principle, I agree. Write every day is shit advice.
Yes.
Okay. What I say instead, and I did a whole freaking blog post on this on my old website, which no longer exists, so don't try and find it because it's not there. What I say instead is write every day that you can.
Yes.
Also great advice.
Because if there is nothing standing in your way, you should be working on your craft.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That's why I amend this to work every day.
Yeah.
Just because
exactly.
sometimes your mental state or whatever, because everybody's different. Sometimes that is the thing that makes you not be able to write that day. And that's fine. I think that's fine because everyone's different and you have to know your own limits. That's why I was like, work every day. But I totally agree with what you're saying. Like if you have nothing else to do, and you're not like in a place where you're just so fried that you can't put two words together, like I am frequently with my life, like you should be doing it. You should be reading a craft book. You should be working on marketing. You should definitely be reading in your genre. You should be like working on your craft and writing words, even if they're bad words, so that you can edit them into good words later, because editing is key, guys.
Exactly. So that's point number 1.
Yes.
Point number 2, consume other narrative media.
Absolutely 100%.
Read books, read comics, watch TV.
Take in some kind of media. Not to disparage YouTube. I am here on YouTube a lot. Not to disparage Twitch. I'm talking about I get a lot of ideas
narrative
on
media.
YouTube. I get it.
Oh, I was just about to suggest to watch a lot of YouTube, but to be fair, that is my advice as a YouTuber. That was one of the things that I realized. Like, I don't watch. I mean, I do watch YouTube for writing advice from other writers, but generally, if I want to feel like I'm gaining like knowledge, like observing others who are doing it well, I generally will read a book because I'm observing the book in action. I'll also watch people's videos, but I'm not like watching the video is them telling me about the book, but then I'll read the book to observe the book in action kind of thing. But then one thing that I've talked to RK about this a lot, actually, because I started trying to do the like traditional booktube thing, but I realized I didn't really like watching, and this is no shade to booktubers because I love booktubers. I love watching book reviews. That's one of my favorite things to watch, but I don't really like watching book hauls. I don't like watching book tags that much. I just don't really like them. And I realized this kind of stuff I was watching was either book reviews, movie reviews, business guru takedowns, etc. And so because I was getting so immersed in that content, I was learning how other people make it and perceive it and things like that. And then I got really, really into it. So, but I think what you're getting at is, even though I'm saying YouTube is good, like if you want to write a lot, you read a lot of books. If you want to make a lot of YouTube videos, you watch a lot of YouTube videos. You got to observe the thing that it is. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I cut in there, but go ahead and continue.
That's totally cool. All I'm saying is the best way to get good at story is to immerse yourself in story.
In
Mhm.
story.
And
Plays,
just
film,
just
anything.
in the time that we have been in lockdown, because yes, South Africa is still in lockdown.
Holy
Mhm.
crap.
Just in the time that we have been in lockdown, my writing has improved, I want to say tenfold.
Mhm.
And I'll tell
Amazing.
you, it is down to 3 things. One, I am consuming more story in the form of books, in the form of fan fiction, in the form of movies and TV series and anime. I am immersing myself in story there. Secondly, I'm writing a crap ton of fan fiction.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, your fan fiction's awesome, dude.
And that is
Thank you.
practice. That's
It's
practice. And it's valuable for your craft. So people
Practice.
can say like, oh, don't write fan fiction because it's not real writing. It is practice for your craft. I think
Well,
every
okay, I think a big piece of advice we all need to take is don't listen to book Twitter.
yeah.
Don't
Like, I
listen
think
to
that's,
them.
if you want to be a writer, the number one piece of advice is to, I mean, spend time on book Twitter if you enjoy drama or whatever, but like, don't take book Twitter seriously because you will be stressed constantly about, oh no, is this thing good writing? Is this thing suddenly bad writing? Is this thing suddenly problematic writing? Is this writing going to get me canceled? Is this writing going to end my career? Is this writing going to, what?
I
Dude,
think every
just get the
author-
fuck off of book Twitter and work on your
I
writing.
think every single author that I've ever met, and I've met a lot through AuthorTube, through networking, to promote
Yeah.
my own books, through like other means, because people know that this is like what I do, so they just introduce me to people and whatever. Every single one has written fan fiction before they've written their own published works. Every single one. I have. Sage has. I know for a fact. Savvy has. Sako, did you write any fan fiction? Have you ever written any fan fiction?
Oh, you better believe it.
What about you, RK? Fan fiction? You done it?
Yeah,
No.
he has. RK's written
Yeah, he
fan fiction
has.
on live
He
streams.
says
He's
no.
applying to you right now.
He
Literally,
wasn't
all of us write
writing.
fan fiction.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Never
literally,
written.
that's another thing is like, and also let's talk about this phenomenon of, because there was a question about it, I don't know what it was, but fan fiction to original fiction, right? So like E.L. James had the very successful 50 Shades franchise, which was a very famous fan fiction of the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. So she wrote a fan fiction, she changed names and certain themes and whatever in her story, her fan fiction story, and then was self-published it, and then got picked up by a publisher to create the 50 Shades franchise. Okay, so fan fiction can turn into original fiction.
And
You
I
know,
actually,
story.
everyone who has a problem with that, I have a problem with them. Because here's the thing, dude. Once you turn fan fiction into original fiction, at that point, it's inspired. You're not plagiarizing, you're inspired at that point. Because I just spent the past couple of weeks, I watched through the whole Twilight movie series and the whole 50 Shades of Grey movie series. You can definitely tell where the similarities and the inspirations came from, but they're different stories. Before we start our next sprint, I'm going to say something very controversial. And that is that I like 50 Shades of Grey better than Twilight. I think the 50 Shades of Grey characters are more endearing and likable than the Twilight characters.
I have to say something else. It is so awesome that E.L. James wrote like kink fan fiction of a Mormon author's very conservative book and then grossed more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a boss babe move right there, dude.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm just like, that is so ironic, man. Like,
Girl had 4477 says they're both bad. I mean, yeah. But
Look,
Where's the lie?
they may not, but whatever.
my only problem with 50 Shades is that it is a bad take on BDSM culture.
oh, definitely.
Thank
So
you.
here's what I wanted to
that-
say
that-
about 50
thank
Shades
you.
of Grey. Because, yeah, 50 Shades of Grey's problem is that it shouldn't have been portrayed as a mainstream story, I think. Because when you go, like, we look at fan fiction tropes, right? There's the Omega verse where you have the wolf porn dynamics and weird shit like that, right? And those things in universe make sense because there's genre tropes and they're all part of like a weird kink universe. It's not it's not set in the real world where things are real like it is now. And when you go to read an erotica, you don't expect it to conform to the real world because it's a weird fantasy that you never would play into real life with. So that's why I think that 50 Shades of Grey, if you're reading it as an erotica, it's fine. Erotica doesn't need to have good representation because it's literally like, it's like watching porn and being like, I don't think that the social commentary in this porn was very good. Like, who the fuck cares? It's porn. That's basically what's going on here too. But then it's like suddenly like, okay, well now it's a best-selling novel and now it's a movie in the movie theater and it's going out to people who are perceiving it as if it's a mainstream story that is set in the real universe.
Right.
When in reality, even if it's a contemporary pornography, it's a pornography. It's not meant to be. And that's why it didn't work in that sense. So yeah, when I watch it, I'm like, yeah, this is a disgusting representation of BDSM culture, but it was never meant to be a representation. It was meant to be an erotica. Yeah. So that's like if an Omegaverse story went to the real world and people were like, this is a disgusting representation of like alpha males, like that's gross.
Like,
but it's like it's exactly.
The entire thing is a toxic relationship.
Yeah, exactly. It's a toxic relationship fetish. Yeah.
You know, like whatever. Yeah.
What I do,
like but I will say,
but yes, it is a terrible representation. Anyone who watches 50 Shades of Grey thinking they're going to learn about BDSM culture. No.
It's a popular example I had, but then immediately afterwards I thought of the Harry Styles fan fiction that just became a series of movies on after movies or whatever. And then I went, that was probably a better one to do because it doesn't have the problematic shit. So yeah, anyway, it happens where fan fiction can turn into original fiction. It happens because stories and plot lines and things evolve. You change them into something that is no longer reliant on the original material to stand on its own.
Anita Blake,
your
Iron Druid,
and your plot lines and all of that may be
Dresden Files,
but everything is essentially different. So there's like a ton of examples of this in mainstream media, as Sako was saying.
So when my book 90s Kids comes out next month, I want to see, do people think this is a lesbian retelling of Back to the Future? Do you think it is a lesbian modern day Kirk and Spock fanfic? I don't know. Is it either of those? Is it both of those? It's neither because it's a completely original work, but it has inspiration from all of those things. Yeah. So I'm just interested to see because I think that there's a lot of fan fiction inspiration in this book. I'm curious what people think once it comes out.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's a lesbian retelling of Back to the Future.
I mean, it is a little bit of a lesbian retelling of Back to the Future. It's also a little bit of
retellings of everything.
It's also like a little bit of like a contemporary like Kirk and Spock fanfic in the 90s. Yeah.
I had one more thing to say.
Yeah, no, Sage, sorry. We keep getting off track because we're talking about so many interesting things. Sorry, Sage, please go into your last point. Yes.
Okay. My final thing that improved my writing during the lockdown is TTRPGs.
Really?
Role-playing games. So D&D, if D&D is your kind of thing. For me, personally, it's Vampire the Masquerade, which that one is doing dances about because I play in her game.
I love it.
And
I ran a D&D game that was like your first foray.
Was my first ever TTRPG.
I'm honored.
And immersing yourself in a character and playing through, because TTRPGs are essentially collaborative storytelling.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, that's another thing is like intertextuality and collaboration, I think really help to refine a lot of things, like good critique partners, good beta readers, good alpha readers, like people that you can say, hey, I have an idea for this character and you can bounce ideas off of them. Like finding your people, finding your network, that also is like a huge undervalued resource, I think, in the industry. Because I've had people like Nicole McEwen who like, you know, is doing all of her amazing photography stuff, but she like betaed for songs and gave me so many good things that like totally changed like plot lines and stuff for the book when I was editing and stuff. So So that's another thing that I think that is really undervalued, is like really good just people that you network with, like in the industry, even if it's online. Like Nicole McEwen, I've never met her in person. I only know her online.
I can't believe that I've never met any of you guys in person.
I know.
So I
really
regularly forget that I
love
don't know
Nicole.
RK in person, and everybody is always surprised to learn that we don't know each other in person.
Bruh, I
Yeah,
live like
especially
a 40-minute ride to RK and we still haven't met in person.
Well,
Yeah,
that you
I
have no excuse for that.
What's up with that?
Also,
I was just gonna ask, are your P cycles still synced?
I don't know. RK RP cycle still synced?
don't know. We haven't really been asking about it lately, have we?
No, we haven't really been. Well, I guess when we go on our morning show, at first our P cycles were synced because we were doing a lot of morning routines that made us drink extra water all the time. But then I stopped drinking extra water for the later morning routines that don't specifically say it. So now we just kind of pee after the show's over.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta get our pee cycles synced up again.
I've got Esmeralda on because I have this weird ponytail, so I didn't think Moira with all of her fabulousness was appropriate, by the way. That's my crown choice for the evening.
I love the crown choice.
I love your crown. I want to make some wet popcorn, but now that I have butter spray from Amazon, I got my butter spray so that I don't run it underwater anymore. No more running my popcorn underwater. Now I spray butter onto it. I'm
Okay.
gonna do that. I'm gonna make my wet popcorn. I'm gonna finish, I don't know, introduction, chapter 1, whatever, of Chewy's book, because we are going into another sprint. It is time to get back to our writing. We are having fantastic discussions today. Everyone in the chat, please feel free to throw out more questions and topics to discuss.
Pose them, please.
20 minutes on the clock, everybody. Get ready and write. All right, sprint number whatever that was. 4, it's done. We finished it. I did pretty well. I don't know the exact word count because I've been skipping around, but I think about at least 600 words or so in Chewy's self-help book, which
That was pretty solid.
I need to write more of because
We got a
we
super
have it ready for
sticker.
Friday's video.
We got a super sticker.
I got wet ass popcorn, by the way. Oh my god, we got a super sticker from G Walsh. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. That was awesome. Oh my god, I love my wet popcorn. Guys, check this out. Got my sprayable butter. Spray it on the popcorn. Popcorn's wet.
I hate wet popcorn.
Well, there's something wrong with you.
No, there's something wrong with you.
So I love when popcorn has a ton of butter flavor, but I don't like the texture of popcorn being wet. Like I like the texture of popcorn being dry. So like that's the thing for me. I totally get why people like more butter on their popcorn because like it's awesome.
So my number one priority, right, is to have popcorn that is covered in butter and wet with butter. However, I would prefer my popcorn to be not flavored at all and run underwater than I would to have it be like buttery and dry. Like if you get butter flavor in the microwave and just pop it on there and it's completely dry, no. I'd rather run it underwater than that.
I think you're in the minority, Savvy.
Oh, I definitely am.
I love you and I respect your choices. It's a texture thing for me, and I just the texture of the popcorn is just.
That's right. You should think of that. You should think of Ben Shapiro talking about my wet ass popcorn.
Her wet ass popcorn. That's what we're talking about. Her wet ass popcorn.
Last night I had a dream that RK and I got Ben Shapiro on our podcast, and he just talked about NFTs the whole time, and we forgot that he was such an asshole for a few minutes. It was amazing.
Wow.
I mean,
Mundania hitting hard.
That's my dreams these days.
Wow.
I mean, I once dreamt that I got a cup of tea. That was like peak.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That was when I was doing that journaling experience.
You got to slow down Ben Shapiro. That way. Okay, hold up. Let's take a minute to appreciate drunk Ben Shapiro before we talk about writing or anything important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Shapiro.
Because Lauren is eating Cheez-Its. No, Cheetos, not Cheez-Its. There's a difference.
Cheetos.
I totally stole my kid's snack for school.
The left's opinion of American history is... Oh, is this an interview? No, I don't want to watch him in an interview. I want to watch Ben Shapiro by himself. Because that's where you get his real drunkenness. Oh, there he's talking to Jordan Peterson. Of course he is. Here's one called Why No One Should Live in California. Okay, let's watch that. I'm going to put this on half speed. We're going to enjoy Ben Shapiro for a minute.
On half speed?
Yeah, because he sounds drunk. He talks so fast, so when you slow him down, he doesn't talk. He doesn't sound like his videos slow down. He just sounds like a regular drunk guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he gets really slurry.
It's great.
In America. And I'm old enough to remember when it was the beautiful clean area. No longer. We take them down to a park, our plane, we wander up a hill a little bit, and my daughter, who's 6, comes running down to me and she says, Daddy, there's a homeless man, and he is doing something to his arm. What was he doing to his arm? Well, he had a needle. I'll let you guess. That same...
My guess is he was injecting his insulin to manage his diabetes.
trip, we are walking along the boardwalk, and there's just a homeless man, no shirt, screaming at a bunch of people eating at a restaurant. Just screaming at them.
Ben Shapiro hates California because it has homeless people. So Ben Shapiro, instead of trying to solve homelessness, decides that everyone should just leave California. That's very smart, Ben.
Okay.
What a smart
Mhm.
guy. Oh man, drunk Ben Shapiro is my favorite. I'm glad that Brianna like this is my favorite thing that you've taught me.
This is pretty amusing, I have to say.
It's pretty amusing to watch Ben Shapiro sound drunk.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's in him in interviews
So
though,
Charles-
because
Sorry. So Charles Smith is in the chat, and
Yeah.
I feel like he said something before we went on Sprint. Oh, I said the word intertextuality, and he commented on it.
oh okay, let me find it. Sorry guys, I get behind on the chat. I appreciate everybody.
And I saw it, and I was like, maybe that's not a term everybody knows.
Did someone say intertextual? I think he just likes the term.
It's a good
Intertextuality
term.
basically means that story and story structure is essentially the same. They're the basics of like storytelling as told from like a human perspective, and everything is inspired from everything that you've read and every media that you've consumed. So intertextuality just means like all the media you've consumed, all the books you've read, all the movies you've seen, all of that inspires what you write. It's a concept called intertextuality, and I think it's really important. But he said that, and I was like, I had the thought like, maybe not everybody knows what that means, you know?
No, I think it's good to talk about it. I think that's
Right,
great.
'cause-
Yeah.
Because like we have some people who are like more fledgling authors, and then we have some
Yeah.
people who are in all the spectrums of authoring and whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I don't know. I need to eat my Cheetos. That's there.
No, I love it. Just to catch Matcha Sophie up, are we supposed to write during this writing sleepover? Yes, when we're on a sprint. We just got off of a sprint a few minutes ago, and we'll get back on another one soon. So yeah, we'll do 20-minute sprints, and then during the 20-minute sprints, we do as much writing as we can. Then we come back together and hang out.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we braid hair, we wear crowns, we talk shit,
Do our nails.
questions.
Drink many things.
Mm-hmm.
Grace says I'm writing about my adoption right now. That's why where I am in my story. Maybe that's why 7:45 just happened. I'm in shock. Grace, that's amazing. And
Wow.
also, yeah, I feel like when you're writing about yourself and your own experiences, sometimes the words just come faster because you're drawing on something that is already there in your mind, you know?
And that I think is true for even fiction writers who are not writing nonfiction, that are like using a chapter or a scene or whatever as catharsis for like
Mhm.
something that may have happened in their life that they're like drawing inspiration from.
Yeah.
Same thing, because I'm a fiction writer. So like a lot of the things that happen, oh my God, I've had so much wine. A lot of the things that happened in my books, like I have parallels to in my life, but maybe not necessarily the same way or whatever, but it's more of a catharsis thing. And same thing. It's like when I'm writing from personal experience, it's like it goes, you're like, hey, I got this. I got this. Whereas when you're
Yep.
coming up with something wholly original, it's a little bit harder. Or something with a lot of transitions and action in it, it can be a little harder to get the word out. Oh my God. I need to go to sleep. I've had too much wine.
I too need to go to
I'm
sleep.
listening to the words coming out of my mouth, and I'm like, I've clearly had too much wine.
I mean, we don't have to do another sprint if everyone's getting tired.
I mean, I'm just getting started because
When
it's
I'm
half
down,
past
I
6
just
in the
feel like
morning.
carbs.
Sage is just getting started. I mean, I just have I just want to get this book done for Friday.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Matcha. Love you.
Just spraying more butter on my popcorn, making it a little wetter.
Yeah, I just need to get like more carbs. Soak up some of this wine because I drink it.
Whew.
Yes, indeed.
Gotta love these
Delicious.
sleepovers where I allow myself to indulge.
Awesome. So we're thinking, do we want to do another sprint, or maybe I guess Sage and I can do another sprint, and Lauren and Sako can go to bed if they want. Up to you guys.
I'm down for more sprints, but like,
But like shrug.
Whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
Whatever, man. Yeah, because we've got a lot to get done.
Good.
I think I'm gonna go into another sprint.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all.
Write the words, do the things, make it happen. You're amazing.
All right, y'all. Thank you all for staying with me too. 20 minutes on the clock. Let's get some writing done. What?
One
What?
thing first. Everyone
Yeah.
remember to stretch, hydrate, back up your work, and Hulk smash the like button.
Hydrate, don't dihydrate.
Exactly.
Ooh. Ooh, I felt a shoulder pop right there.
I heard the shoulder pop.
Yeah, it was like, I love it. All right, everybody. Let's get ready to write and go. We are back from our most recent sprint, and I just want to thank Mark for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mark has headed out for the night and is going to return in the future. Mark, I appreciate you being here. I believe it was your first time at the stream, and I'm very glad you were here. Let's check how many words. Oh, I'm at almost 2,000 words. Guys, I've written 2,000 words tonight, and the first sprint, I just monetized the second channel. I didn't do any writing. So Chewy's self-help book is coming along well. I'm halfway through chapter 2, where Chewy is going to honestly, this is what happens when you do this. I'm writing a parody, and along the way I feel like I'm coming up with like legitimately good advice. Like Chewy's giving out some like little bits of really good advice where he's like, the end of the first chapter, he's like, based on this experience, my best advice is to examine which fears in your life are worth worrying about. Remember that fear is relative. It only has as much power as you're willing to give it. Like, that's what he learns from all these really stupid dog experiences. So, honestly, I feel like this book is already better than Dave's. We'll see. How about you guys? How was the sprint for y'all? It was all right. It was okay.
It was okay. I've had too much wine.
That's fair. That's fair. I think we'll wrap up after this one. We're not going to do another sprint.
I'm tired.
We've gotten a lot done tonight. Yeah.
And I've had like 2 glasses of wine, which is normally my limit because I'm a lightweight so much. But also like, yeah. After a couple glasses of wine, I'm like, can I really tap into this character's emotions while they're being like tortured? No.
I know I'm definitely going to put this. I think I'm definitely going to put this book on Patreon, and I'm going to try to get an ebook of it up on Amazon because I do kind of want to sell this because I'm actually really liking it. I'll probably sell it really cheap for like $1.99 or something I'll do the cheapest price that I can do on Kindle.
I'm going to plug my book real quick.
Please do. Tell us about your book, Lauren.
Y'all, I'm so excited about this book. And like, it's so different from my debut novel. My debut novel was a young adult fantasy novel called Songs of Autumn, and it's available everywhere books are sold, if that's your jam. But like, this book is a dystopian Western romance, which seems so niche, but I feel like is in so many people's like wish lists because it's like action packed. There's a ton of plot. There's this dystopian element where, you know, dystopian is kind of like satirism for today's society and all of that. And I feel like it's very timely with a lot of the stuff that's going on. But then there's this really great like romantic element that's like sort of like the heart of the story where there's these 2 people and they're very broken and they're dealing with their trauma, and they're sort of like, they're these broken people who are sort of edging together and finding that like connection and stuff, and opening themselves up to each other is the way forward. And I think that's so, I'm so on fire for this story. Like, I just think it's so great. So it's called Guns and Smoke. It's debuting on July the 10th, and I'm partnering with an indie bookstore to actually like, to do signed pre-ordered copies of this book. And that's a big thing, like post-COVID and everything else. Like, it was a big thing even to get a meeting with these people, because of course with the pandemic and everything, like a lot of indie bookstores and local businesses suffered a lot through that. And I'm really excited to be able to offer like signed paperback copies of the book, like through this bookstore, to help an indie local bookstore like in my community help rebound from COVID-19 and everything else. So like, I'm really excited, and I want you guys to like it, and I want you to go and buy it because I really want to support this business. And I've been promoting it so much that it's like the very first link above Amazon, above Barnes and Noble and all the other big retailers. Like, it's the very first thing that you see is this indie bookstore when you go to my links page for the book on my website. So if romance is your thing, if you like From Blood and Ash, if you like, the movie or the show Firefly, if you like the video game Borderlands, like those are things that are like similar in genre. It's a lot of plot with romance like involved, but it's Western and dystopian. It's like obviously like Southern American.
That's awesome, dude.
Western. So it's kind of like Mad Max meets John Wayne, but like with a romance infused. And it's like, it's really good. And I'm so excited, and I want people to be excited about it. So
I'm so excited for this too. Yeah.
Like, yes. I feel like I'm even more excited about this book than songs. And I don't know why, but it's just, this is a book I've been working on since 2012. And
yeah, because you've been invested in it for so long.
I've been invested in this book for so long, and the characters are so cool. Like one of the main characters is she's biracial. She's half Korean American and she's half Caucasian American. But also part of the proceeds of this book is actually going to charities to benefit human trafficking survivors, because there is a theme of like human trafficking and stuff. And so like, I'm just excited for this book because I think we're going to be able to do a lot of good with it as well. So anyone who thinks this might be their jam, check it on my website.
This sounds awesome. And I love how you're donating some of the profits. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Well,
yeah, I agree.
So fun fact, not a fun fact. It's not a fun fact. I don't know why I said that.
So sad fact.
So my mom actually, she does a lot of stuff, like in the sphere of like through her church and everything. She does a lot with human trafficking survivors, and she has for a long time. And like there were elements of that in the original story from 2012, but they got sort of expanded in this version. And I think that was due to her influence in my life. And with the save the children movement and everything else, I just really, I feel very passionate about it. I feel very passionate about being able to sort of give back to that. And so like, it's literally a portion of the proceeds of the profit of the book are coming from, because it's co-authored, from my part of the profit of the book. It's like, it's not that my co-author is not willing to or whatever, but I didn't expect that of her. And I said, look, I want to do this. So this is something that I want to do. I want to put this book forward. I want to launch the series. I want to do all this stuff. This is your first venture into like publishing. So I'm not going to ask you any of this. I'm going to do this. And so I'm excited to give back, so that's kind of I don't know.
I love it. And because Matcha Sophie asks what everyone's YouTube channel is, so Lauren's channel is Lauren Severe, but you should actually follow her on TikTok at L Severe. She has a fantastic TikTok channel that is killing it with some funny stuff. Sage's channel is Moon Bunny Creative, and Sage also has Twitch at the same name. So you can check both of them out there as well. Lauren will be right back. Dude, I love Lauren's chair. I need to get an awesome chair like that with how much I sit at this desk.
I stole my husband's chair. He got a gaming chair and I stole it. So this is the book. It's called Guns and Smoke.
It's beautiful. That is a gorgeous cover. I'm going to also go shop for gaming chairs while we talk about this.
And it is co-authored me and A. Smith. It is available platform-wide. So you can go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, or you could go to my website, www.laurensevere.com, and all of the indie bookstores who offer this, and this is like, we have some in Germany and in France and in Newfoundland and Australia and other places. If it is an indie bookstore that offers it, it is one of the first that is offered. So please check that first, because of course we want to support local and indie bookstores first post COVID-19. I don't know if I want to plug the whole entire like back cover copy. But it's a dystopian Western romance. If you go to my website, you can find the back cover copy. You can find some advanced reviews, some editorial reviews. We got some really great editorial reviews in recently that I was super pleased with and shocked by because they were great. But yeah, so you can find us on Goodreads, anywhere books are sold. So please take a look if that is something you think is in your wheelhouse. I will say that, and then I'm done.
Absolutely. Lauren, I'm glad you plugged that. I'm very excited for your book.
That is a really nice cover, by the way.
Thank you. I worked with Stephanie from 7th Star Art. She's done traditional published books. She's done indie published books. She's done self-published books. But she's really great. And I feel like we were really picky when we went through our cover stuff because there were like certain things that I was like, this gun ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. And but at the end, like she was really patient and she was really receptive to all of our like criticism and our feedback and all of that. And it came out really, I mean, just brilliant.
It's beautiful. There's something just amazing about seeing the book cover and it's just beautiful. I love it. I love it so much.
There's like so much symbolism in the color blue with the novel. And so that's why she had like the blue ribbon. And I was just like, it's so amazing. I like cried. It was pathetic. I should have filmed it and uploaded it so that people could laugh at me. But you live and you learn.
Oh, I love it. Lauren, congratulations on the new book. This is going to be so fun. Y'all don't forget this Saturday, speaking of book covers, this Saturday, you guys will want to tune into on my second channel, Your Morning Guru, which we just hit 1,000 subscribers with at the beginning of this stream. Tune into the second channel, Your Morning Guru, where RK and I will be streaming with fellow author tuber Keelan Rivers, who is designing our cover for Cancel Sean Boston. And she is going to be here with her initial cover design. So we're going to get started on getting that cover ready to go for that. So that'll be really fun if you want to be part of that process with us. I think we are going to wrap up for the night because we've been going a little while and because we've gotten a lot done. And I think a lot of people are getting kind of tired, other than Sage, who is in a completely different time zone and is just about to start the day. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central on the Your Morning Guru channel for the 1,000 subscriber celebration and merch giveaway. I will also see you again on this channel. I decided I'm going to do a live stream Get Ready With Me tomorrow morning before I film videos. So if you want to get ready with me tomorrow morning on this channel, I'm also going to be reviewing and shouting out my viewers' small businesses because I've had people send me some small business products and I've had my Patreon supporters have sent me their small businesses and things like that. So we're going to do some makeup looks and small business shout outs tomorrow morning on this channel, like a couple hours after that. So tomorrow will be a great day to hang out with me. I will see y'all again then. In the meantime, keep supporting small businesses. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Bye, friends.